In this episode of Quality Time, I sit down with comedian Sebastian and ask him what it's like sharing the world with parents and their kids.
Oh man, I did have a good summer though. Now that it's winter, I did have a good summer. I took my niece to the water slides. Ain't been in water slides lately? Went to Wet n Wild. Haven't been there in 20 years. Things have changed, people. When I was a kid, I went $2 to get into the park. They give you a little chamois.
This episode of Quality Time is brought to you by Baby Bjorn, the baby gear to have when you're having babies. Now, Sebastian is a very opinionated guy. You can check him out on his DVD, Sebastian Live, What Were You Thinking? And also on his Comedy Central special. Now, Quality Time is about going out into the world with your kids and doing fun things. But I've often wondered, what's it like for the people out there that don't have kids when the hordes of families descend upon the world? Sebastian had a few opinions on this issue. You love the Japanese culture and how they raise kids. Why? What do they do?
Because Japanese people are quiet. I don't know if you've ever seen them out in public. I was sitting next to 15 Japanese people at a restaurant the other night. I had no idea they were there until they got up to leave. I'm like, what the hell? Are they just here? And their kids are trained. They're like mini soldiers. They sit at the table in a 90-degree angle. They don't say nothing. Now, you ever see the white kid at the restaurant running around just with a diaper on, applesauce all over his face, and the parent is not doing anything, just sitting there, oh, isn't he cute? Look at him. No. You know what's cute? The 2-year-old Japanese kid in a suit eating with sticks, asking for the check.
So, Sebastian, how do you feel about kids riding on airplanes with their parents?
I believe there should be a crying room on the airplane. I mean, the parents don't even act like the kid's crying. What I do when the kid's crying, I stare directly at the parent. 5 and up, they should be on the airplane.
Parenting is obviously different today than it was when we were kids.
Yeah.
What do you feel? How do you feel about that?
Well, today's parent has to involve their kids in everything. Every sport, every club. The kid's exhausted. Just pick one thing and let the kid do that. And a lot of these parents can't even fathom that the kid might not be good at stuff. They gotta complain to the coach at halftime. They get this idiot parent that goes, oh, why isn't my kid playing in the game? Because he stinks.
But shouldn't they be able to do that as children, to explore?
No, explore. You have to prepare these kids for life, for disappointment, for failure. I'm not into this everybody gets a trophy. When did this start? 9th place, you get a trophy. I wasn't raised like this. My parents, they didn't sugarcoat it with me. They put me in basketball. My father came to the first game at halftime. He ran down from the stands. He's like, get the hell in the car. You stink. And that was it. They put me in the trunk and I went home.
Well, that's all for us here in this episode of Quality Time. Thanks to our sponsor, Baby Bjorn, and also thanks to Sebastian for sitting down and telling us what he was thinking. Remember to catch his new video, Sebastian Live, What Were You Thinking?, as well as his Comedy Central special. And if you have a story about going out and terrorizing the world with your kids, drop us a line at DadLabs.com. Take care.
Right, there's one slide, I think it was called Fun Run. You go up 10 steps with your chamois, throw yourself down. Oh, wow. You were going so slow you would stop in the middle. Some more water would come. Whoa. Ease yourself into the pool, no problem, right? I went this past summer. $29 to get into the park, no chamois.